Hello and welcome to Meilen on the banks of Lake Zurich for the fifth and final round of the EKZ CrossTour. Thanks for joining me, Marty MacDonald, today, and alongside me in the commentary box is 6 times Swiss cyclo-cross champion Christian Heule, and we have a fantastic afternoon of racing ahead of us. We're about to bring you the women's elite race. What a series we have had so far. Pavla Havlikova going into the final round in the competition, and she is up against today the likes of the Italian Eva Lechner, who we'll see in the colours of her new Luna Chicks team for the first time after 13 years in the colours of the Colnago Süd Tirol team. Eva Lechner is here for this race. 2.6 kilometre course that we have based around a nice arena. We've got a great hill with a back climb of around 20%, and this very steep technical descent running in towards the arena once again. So Christian, a great day of racing ahead of us. We're about to take a look at the course, and you had an opportunity yesterday to ride this with one of your contemporaries, Simon Zana, and it was a very, very fast and furious course. And this was Christian yesterday riding the course, and as I said, his former compatriot is Simon Zana dished it back out to him. This is the start. We head out of the arena on the athletics track before going into quite a technical section here. It looks fairly innocuous, but there's a off camber once again. Lots of tree roots we've seen so far in the racing today. Lots of the juniors and amateurs choosing to run this section. We've got a couple of these paths where we go on and off what is a tree bark with railway sleepers, a couple of bridges, and then we drop into the field section. And again, lots of twists and turns. We've got some planks quite close together, quite muddy, and you can see Simon Zana there choosing to get off and run. Again, we've seen some of the juniors so far today choosing to bunny hop those, and that then leads in to this climb. And this course here has been cut up so far with all the racing that's going on, and it'll be a real trade-off on this climb as riders choose whether to run or whether to stay and ride. They get to the top of here, it's on to that asphalt, and this really is the start of the climb. This 20% gradient on the back of the circuit. You can see Simon Zana really having to dig deep to get to the top of the climb, and then he'll start the very steep descent. It has been slightly altered from our course ride just because of the rain that we've had so far today, but you can see Simon really didn't hang around on this descent, dropped straight in, and some real twists and turns on this descent. Very, very bumpy, and that has been forcing a lot of riders as the bike left the ground, and of course when the back wheel's off the ground it really elevates the speed, drops in, and then we get into the bottom of the descent. Another left-hand turn before it's back in towards the arena. Now this section is going to come in to its own if we've got a couple of riders or more fighting it out for the sprint finish. You can see Simon Zana here just deftly just bunny hopping onto the grass and off again. You'll see here, so hopefully if we've got some sprint finishes, we'll see riders really elbow to elbow, bumping and barging as they come back into the arena. Because on and the time back in towards the track, you can see here is really going to give us a battle out of the final turn, and then it's the opposite way to the start and the sprint towards the line. So you can see a real course that would push any cyclo-cross race around the world, and it's a real world class course that we have. Christian?
Yes,
Simon didn't hang around at all yesterday, did he? You really dished it out to you on the horse ride.
Yeah, he had a pre-ride of maybe 2 or 3 laps already, maybe 3. Hanging around a little, and then it was all in for 7 minutes. He didn't save any kind of energy, just to give me back some of his pain I put on him in our racing career. But we had fun, and it's really a challenging course. It's lots of uphill, lots of twisty, slippery off-cambers and corners. We're going to see some excitement racing for today.
Having seen the racing that we've had so far today, can you pick out any particular sections where you can see this race being won and lost?
I see the athletics track as the place to save some energy. Also, I'm surprised even the downhill, the descent was so technical yesterday. I was able to, which was good and nice, felt good. I think the hardest part is definitely the uphill. First we have a climb on the grass, which to a little run up, I guess, for most of the riders, and then followed by a tarmac uphill, crazy steep. Most of the riders will take their smallest cock they have to climb up, and then immediately up, and then the downhill, super slippery, super bumpy, very, very technical. We're going to see a lot of crazy stuff here.
We've seen the course slightly altered here at the top from the earlier racing today and your course ride, and then but Ava Lechner wasn't too worried. Let's hear from a couple of our top riders today. Let's hear from Ava Lechner and also Swiss rider Sina Frey.
Eva Lechner, neues Jahr, neue Farben, Luna Pro Team, neues Rennen in der Schweiz, in Meilen. Was sind Erwartungen?
Ja, also heute ist endlich mal ein Schlammrennen. Ich habe lange darauf gewartet in dieser Saison, und ja, ich freue mich, hier wieder Rennen zu fahren. Es ist immer schön, in der Schweiz Rennen zu fahren, und hoffe, es wird ein spannendes Rennen.
Was ändert das mental, Schlammrennen oder trocken?
Also mir macht es zu rutschen, und dem macht es mir einfach mehr Spaß, und deshalb gefällt es mir mehr im Schlamm.
She's enjoying it.
In Eschenbach, großes Duell zwischen dir und Pavla Havlikova. Was erwartest du heute?
Ja, ich hoffe, dass wieder ein schönes Duell
in Eschenbach, she had a fantastic duel with Pavla Havlikova. She thinks she will have the same today and hopes for an excited race.
Sina Frey, heute steht dein Heimrennen.
Local rider Sina Frey.
Du hast schon die Strecke angeschaut. Was meinst du? Wie geht's? Wie fühlst du dich?
Ja, also ich fühle mich eigentlich sehr gut. Es ist sicher mega cool, ein Rennen zu fahren können mit so vielen Leuten, die extra hierher gekommen sind. Und zu der Strecke, es ist sicher dadurch, dass es jetzt nass wurde,
excited for racing at home. She's in the club of Meilen.
Schlussendlich ist es für alle gleich, und es macht
She hopes for a great race and has with any kind of different courses.
Das Beste geben und schauen, was möglich ist. Und ja, ich hoffe natürlich sicher, wie an den anderen EKZ CrossTour Rennen am Podestplatz.
Super, dann wünschen wir dir viel Glück. Mach's gut.
Interesting to hear Ava Lechner there as well, talking about the course. It was kind of being altered as she was being interviewed, and as a rider of such class, not just in cyclo-cross, but also in mountain biking. It wasn't going to pose a problem. We'll come back to that in a second. Here's your start list. Ava Lechner, you can see wearing 101, Pavla Havlikova, Nadia Heugel, Meilen Petit, Sina Frey, Juliette Labous, Marguerite Kloppenberg there as well, Helena Schozau, Elena Valentini, and then we have Mylena Landvik wearing 115, another Swiss rider. Pick out some more riders to watch out for today. Nicole,
former world champion junior mountain bike.
yeah, keep an eye out for her as well. A lot of talented French riders. Also look out today for Lucinda Brand of the Rabo Live team. Not a regular cyclo-cross rider. We had a chat with her yesterday, and she said she comes to race cyclo-cross again for a bit of winter fitness and also to have a bit of fun. And then going down our start list as well. A lot of, as you would expect, local Swiss representation.
Yeah, it's kind of quite a lot of young Swiss riders. Florina Glaus, Michel Schetti, Svenja Wüthrich, all the very young girls.
And then also, we can't really
Not
go
so
without,
young girl.
we got to pick
More
out.
woman, right?
We got to pick out 137 Sabine Spitz there as well, and it's great to have her here racing as well. The last three riders, Alicia Bissig, Janine Schneider, and Elizabeth Brandau, but racing around in Eschenbach as well. So let's go across the start. Ava Lechner, you can see now in the colours of the Luna Chicks team. So moving across, so being so close to the new year, lots of new colours for us today. So now in the blue of Luna Chicks. And then Sina Fry, the Swiss national champion, local rider. And then next to her, Pavla Havlikova. And obviously MRM team. So Pavla Havlikova of 3 rounds so far in the series of the Focus cyclo-cross team. Austrian national champion, of course, Nadja Heigl, in a start position. Of our French riders, Juliette Labous. And then next to her, Margriet Kloppenberg of InTheMud.cx. And then next to her, Helena Chozal, another one of our French riders. So these are our top-ranked riders.
Expectations on other tires today.
And then Elena Valentini right on the end, another one of our Italians. Again, some close-ups of the choice of tyres and looking at the circuit as well. Christian, what are the riders in the tyres today?
Tire pressure is very personal and depends on the rider's weight, of course. I guess most of the women will ride 0.5, will even go a little lower if they're used to it. Some will have
So you can see the riders just getting rid of the final layers of clothing. Weather today, about 4 degrees. We've had showers so far, but luckily they have nice dry weather for the women's race here at the moment. You can see the green shorts just poking out under the overall the series. That is the champion-elect. As we said, I'll just give you the general classification in the car. So Pavla Havlikova said leads with 380 points. Sina Fry is the next challenge. JB Flynn with 290. Nicole Köhler is third with 250. Nagel and 5. Juliette Labous is fifth with 200. Ava Lechner sixth with 180. Vita Music with 176. Ava Collin obviously on Mans with 160. Chozal is 9. JB just to make things easier for you, of course, just right across on the extreme right, Ava Lechner, new colours for her, but also still riding in the colours, of course, of the Italian national cyclo-cross champion. So even though she switched teams, still. So the ride under orders 1, 2. Here, it should be 40 to 50 minutes in length. So they are almost under orders. So we start in the opposite direction on the athletics track. And then after the first loop, they go in the opposite direction, but it just stops a very short run in towards a finish. So they are under. Gets the gap that she would want. Ava Lechner just locks in nice and steady out of the saddle. Pavla Havlikova straight with her, and of the Rabo Live team trying to use that road power to get on term. So this is where we go into the first technical section, and again we've seen a real choice here of riders choosing to ride it or get off and run, because it's again tight little hot dog turns, 180 degrees.
Yeah, we're going to happen because the first turn will be on the bike, and then they go off the bike and run for another 2 turns, and then on the bike again. We'll see. Maybe see. Looks like Sina is trying on the bike.
Sina Fry getting that front position.
Slippery.
And again, getting that lead position means you can dictate to everyone else behind you. So if you make a mistake, it's up to everyone else to kind of come around you, isn't it?
Of course, everybody needs to slow down, because if you make a mistake from the first position, also if you crash, so other riders need to go around you.
So the riders just head through this section along the back, so along the back of the sports pitch. Here we've seen Fry still leading for Ava Lechner, Pavla Havlikova and Lucinda Brand of the Rabo Live team. So she wasn't too sure yesterday when I had a round. She took the last round in Eschenbach, she took the previous round in Hifnau and also in Deelsdorf, and then finishing runner-up to Ava Lechner in the first round in Baden. Pavla, she's not want to finish this as winner. Win here today.
It's category 1 race today. I don't think they will just be pleased with a second place or a third place because of winning the overall. I suppose all the riders are going all in. We saw Sina Fry is jumping the barriers, one of the very few riders in the world jumping barriers.
Sina Fry just bunny hops those barriers, but gets momentarily on that
the uphill. Doesn't look that bad here. It's still good to ride. Looks like we're going to see some running.
So our French rider just pedals on to the back here of Pavla Havlikova. So this one, Juliette Labous, Ava Lechner there, Nadia Heigl trying to ride there. She just gets forced off as well. And I'd say at the moment, the ride here at the moment from this Lucinda Brand, nice start by her.
And there is a very short gravel section between the grass and the tarmac they're on later on. They need to really be careful with where they are stepping on with the shoes, otherwise maybe missing the pedals on the tarmac for a long time because of some little rocks in the cleats.
So we just saw Nicole Hanselman going through as well from the Cervelo Bigler team. And the riders a little bit further back here on this run-up. So we saw on our course profile, our pre-ride, that they then get into this very steep climb, and potentially a lot of time can be of the start. And you just saw there Rebecca Garibaldi getting squished just a little bit, and through that section, Sina Fry. Great start by the Swiss national champion. So the Swiss champion there leading through that section from the Italian champion. And Sina Fry, just 18 years old, so the Swiss cyclo-cross racing is very, very good with riders of her caliber. We're onto the descent, and after that climb, the two favourites really, Pavla, but do you think here the choice of equipment between Havlikova and Ava Lechner, between cantilevers and disc brake, come into force on this descent?
Yeah, with the disc brakes, it's definitely the advantage. You need less hand force for the same braking power, but on the other side, you just need to be careful to not lock your wheel to slip on the course. I guess it's difficult with both braking systems. A little more because easier control with the disc brakes. But then you have
the intermediate splits. So we'll just give you an intermediate on the back over top of the climb, just 1 second ahead of Ava Lechner, Juliette Labouche, Sina Fry, Nadia Heigl, Helena Chazal, Lucinda Brand, Perrine Closal, and Nicole Köhler and Elizabeth Dow. That's your top 10 at the moment, but after that descent, I think as we come in towards the arena at the end of this lap, it should be all changing. After that descent on some of the mid positions and the back end of that top 10 there.
That's the very on top of the run-up and like the lowest part of the descent from the field.
Here we see once again Nicole Hanselman of Bigler just going through there now, coming together at the head front of the once again. So Lechner, the 30-year-old Italian, so 2 cyclo-cross World Cup victories in her round 1, as we said. So currently on the general season's World Cup, losing that recently to Sana Kant, but skipping on and off that little running track. You can see here Pavla Havlikova will just ride back onto her. Just small gaps in cyclo-cross terms at the moment, as Lechner looks for the turn. They'll bring her back in.
Last turn around ahead of the finish line. Very, very important for the last lap.
So Lechner and Havlikova. So Lechner just stretching as they head back in towards the arena. So there's, as Christian said, at the start, this will be the opportunity for riders just to take the opportunity to recover, get their breath back, get some power. So the 2 leaders go through the finish this time. So 8:43, the time gap for Ava Lechner. And she's then followed by Heigl, and she's also got Evita Music with her.
With the 2 Swiss girls, with Nicole Kohler and with Sina Fry.
So for Sina Fry, just bunny hopping those planks. It's just We saw her on the turn just losing that gap just very, very slightly. So as you see, going past our commentary position, a few riders just going through. Lucinda Brand has just dropped back into a chasing group. So your top 10 at the moment, Ava Lechner leading with Pavla Havlikova. Then comes Juliette Labus, Nadja Heigl, Nicole Köhler, Sina Frey, Perrine and Helene Clausal, Meilen Landvik, Elizabeth Brandau. That's your top 10 at the moment. And then just riding just outside the top 10, Margrit Kloppenberg. Sabine Spitz in 13th is in that group with Lucinda Brand. So that's the way things are panning out at the moment.
Julie just told me they have do 5 laps, so 4 more to go.
So 4 laps to go. So thoughts so far on the course? It's certainly setting up on what we looked.
It looks like it dried up a little compared to the juniors race we had 2 hours ago. It really looks like it's better rideable now again. Lots of more riding where the juniors had to run. Course also is a little faster. The downhill is better to ride. They made a little change on the downhill. Almost all the junior men were running there. Now it's rideable also for the women. I guess a good change from the race marshals.
And in terms of this course, how does it compare to the other ones in the series? I mean, this is the second year of the EKZ CrossTour, which is fantastic that we've now got a worldwide live stream of the racing. Is this quite similar to some of the other courses in the series?
I guess this course is quite similar, comparable to the race in Eschenbach. Also Eschenbach has a lot of elevation and difficult downhill. Dielsdorf is a super flat course, little sand there, and Baden is a very well balanced course, quite fast course with some mountain biking parts in it. I guess we see a good balance of all different possibilities of courses.
And this is the 37th time that a race has been held here in Meilen. The first one held in 1934. It's changed quite a lot over the years, and it's gradually moved back down the hill as Ava Lechner makes a move, managing to stay on the bike. And this was a spot that you said earlier was a point where the race really, if you wanted to put some, we saw it in the junior race particularly, if you wanted to put your rival in the lead into difficulty, that was a good point to do it.
Yeah, it's really, if you can ride this little part here, it's you can save like 5 seconds at least. It doesn't look too difficult from this perspective, but it's so steep. I was in my smallest gear yesterday by pre-riding, and it was, I won't say dry, but it was really easy compared to what it is today.
Sina Frey just getting on the back there. We're just getting a rerun here of Ava Lechner, just dropping the shoulder in there. Just correcting herself, going into that turn. Sina Frey was just getting onto the back of Nicole Köhler. And in terms of those two young riders, Sina Frey, as just said, just 18 years old, twice national cyclo-cross champion. She's also been national junior road race champion, European mountain bike champion as well. And Nicole Köhler, as you said at the well, so the future's very bright for women's cyclo-cross here.
Women's cyclo-cross is very good for Switzerland of the future, but also with the men we are having some exciting. Eva Lechner in this U-turn in the field, super steep, super bumpy. She needs a feet to help her balance there around the tree.
And in terms of Ava Lechner, now changing teams onto new bikes with Orbea, and as a pro, you spent many years with different teams. How much time does it take in terms of races? A lot of things you can do in training, I imagine, but the adaptability in bike to bike and changing bikes between last week and this week, has it ever can it pose problems in races?
I think she had a couple of riding at home already before the year turned. The big switch is if you need to switch shiftings, levers, if that works different to what you had in the past, it maybe brings you into a hurry in some positions in the race when you're not too focused anymore.
Nadia Heule of the Focus of Austria, again, rider that we see quite a lot in the World Cups. And this important. We just Christian's just pointing out that with the gap between Eva Lechner and Pavla Havlakova now is 10 seconds, 30 seconds back to Nadia Heule of the Austrian, and then 30.
Just on the live stream before, only 2 seconds gap on the top of the hill.
Boosts you as a rider, doesn't it? It just builds that confidence so that when you go to the World Cups, it just grows that self-belief.
Yeah, we have very nice races in Switzerland. Every race has fantastic venues. We have greatest infrastructures. We have showers on every race near to the finish line. And also, I guess this live stream, if we can make that as a regular thing, at least for the EKZ races, we are going into a good future with cyclo-cross in Switzerland. It just needs some patience and looking forward, not being too much in a hurry to make everything done just in a short time.
So thanks for joining us today. There's Nadia Heule on that run-up. If you just tuned in, welcome aboard. We're on round 5 of the EKZ CrossTour in Meilen in Switzerland, right on the banks of Lake Zurich. Thanks for joining me, Marty MacDonald, and Christian Heule alongside me. It's a pleasure to be bringing you the race today. Juliette Labousse there on the run-up. The top 10 at the moment: Eva Lechner, Havlakova, Heule, Labousse, Köhler, Frey, Brandau, Clausel, Spitz and Clausel. That is your top 10 at the moment. Eva Lechner, the Italian champion. First time we've seen her in the colours of her new
we have some rain
team
again now.
And this again for her new team. This is a great way to start your year with a new team.
And now I know the Luna bars, not a woman, but I tried them anyway.
Eva Lechner just controlling
you
that
see how much the rain changes in only half a lap. It looks so much more difficult now. She really struggles to hold this end.
So the rain coming down, and that off camber just pushing Eva Lechner. Again, you got to. It's difficult, isn't it, to switch your feet in and out when you've got one foot in from that section to try and then switch quickly.
It's really difficult here because it's so bumpy, and you have a right turn followed by a left turn and then a right turn again. So you need to switch legs on the ground, and it's not easy to get into the pedal in this very short time from turn to turn, and then it's so bumpy, which makes it even more difficult.
Ava Lechner, you just saw her at the bottom of that descent, just looking back up just to see where Pavla Havlikova was behind her. But she's got a good gap at the moment, 40 seconds for Ava Lechner over Pavla Havlikova. Nadia Heigl riding 1 minute and 15 seconds behind. So there's Pavla Havlikova in that green. As we said, a pretty unassailable lead in the competition at the moment. No one at the moment going to be able to challenge Pavla Havlikova for the EKZ CrossTour overall. Don't forget this afternoon's racing, the men's race, the live stream of that will start at 1:45 this afternoon. The men's race starting at 3 o'clock. You won't want to miss that because we have an opportunity that race could change hands, the series overall. Nadia Heigl, the Austrian champion, great to see her now on the descent, very much in control of third place as well. So for all of these riders, with the rain starting to fall, I think a welcome sound of the bell when they come around next time. So Ava Lechner on to this little running track. She'll just bounce on and off there. A little bunny hop onto there. And you can just see the descent for some riders. So Juliette Labousse and Nicole Köhler, Sina Frey. Just dropping to the bottom of that is Sina Frey just closing on Juliette Labousse, the Swiss national champion. Just riding up to the back of the French rider.
Some home soil advantages for Sina Frey there, probably, maybe a little.
Ava Lechner all the time, always checking just to see where our rivals are. As we always say in cyclo-cross, it ain't over till it's over, especially on a course such as this, because we go through here, you got a 40-second advantage. As anything can happen, can't it?
More mod coming too, very difficult for the drive trains.
So 1 lap to go this time, 1 lap to go for Ava Lechner. She goes through, so the winner in Baden. Can she top and tail this year's EKZ CrossTour with great victories and the first victory for the Italian national cyclo-cross champion in the colours of the Lunachicks team. Pavla Havlikova had closed the gap very slightly at the top of the climb, but we'll see when she goes through the finish if she's managed to get any closer.
Eva with another loss of 20 seconds to her past lap. She's now on 8:53 compared to 8:34, I guess, was last lap. Another 20 seconds lost, and the course is getting more and more slick. And Marty and I get more and more excited for even more slick course later on for the men's race.
Exactly. It's going to be great. So here comes
Pavla struggling with her pedals. Maybe she got a little rock in her cleats, stuck in her cleats.
So Pavla Havlikova goes through this time. So the leader, the gap, 57 seconds from Pavla Havlikova. And the MRM Avalon Pro Cycling Team rider goes through. And she's just looking around. She's looking for some information just to see where Ava Lechner is. And just get some idea of the gap. Here comes Nadia Heigl, and Nadia Heigl is closing. She is now 1:25. I don't think she'll catch Pavla Havlikova on this final lap, but great performances today, especially from the young 19-year-old Austrian, and I think for cyclo-cross fans around the world, this is what you want to see. You want to see the opportunities for those young up-and-coming riders, such as Nadia Heigl, who are sort of making their way in the World Cups, and you finally get to see them performing on this level and getting on to those podiums.
Elisabeth Brandau really hammering the course here. She was with Sina Frey the last lap and now almost catched up to Niki Köhler.
So she's going to have to be a little bit more mindful on this gap. Nicole Köhler, Elisabeth Brandau is really chasing hard.
Sina Frey now coming. seems she really had some problems on the course. She almost lost a half a minute to Elisabetta Brandau in only one lap, which is not usual.
So it'll be interesting as we see Ava Lechner just running those banks. Be interesting to find out from Sina Fry what happened out on the course. We see she had such a great start, didn't she?
Yeah, but that's something I spoke with Simon Sonner yesterday. It's really a course perfect for experienced riders. You can really knock you out in the first lap in only the first uphill. It's almost impossible to really recover anymore. So be patient a little at the beginning and try to focus and race as smooth as possible in the first couple laps, and then taking some more risk later when you get some more room because of riders crashed in front of you or they are lost some power.
And what you've got to be careful of as well is we've just seen Sabine Spitz going through, still riding in the top 10 is Sabine Spitz. Meilen Landvig is going through in 10th. Here's Ava Lechner on the climb once again. Gives herself a hand sling off that post.
She just made it, really just made it with the help of a little fence there.
Keeping the power down on that climb. That's what you've got to use the post for, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Keeps on there.
Yeah, perfect reaction from her there.
And again, when you're up and coming as a cross rider, it's learning that to balance that bike, isn't it? You know, keep that traction, that forward and back movement. To some people that just look at it, we're just riding up a grass bank. You know, there's so much more skill that comes into just keeping that bike moving forward and back to keep that traction on the back wheel.
Yeah, it's very important to have your upper body loose from your legs to make it possible to play with your upper body, to keep the balance and still keep pedaling with the legs and putting some power on the pedals.
Pavla Havlikova running this time on...
That's this little part here where we have some gravel, very, very dangerous to have some rocks then later on sticking in your cleats. Sabine Spitz here with some difficulties and even a crash in the downhill. See, even an experienced rider, Sabine Spitz, multiple world champion and World Cup winner and Olympic champion in mountain biking, struggles in this crazy downhill.
Nadia Heigl really quiet on the limit on this run. She's empty, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's still doing fantastic. Girls are racing now for almost 40 minutes, excuse me.
So Nadia Heigl, great performance from the Focus rider here today. Focus, one of our big sponsors here, making this live stream possible, and one of the Focus cyclo-cross team riders, Nadia Heigl, riding for them. We're just seeing our Bigler rider, Nicole Hasselman, going through as well. Great to see her out here, the colours of Bigler, going through our start and finish area, just in front of our commentary box. Ava Lechner on the descent on the top tube this time for Ava Lechner.
Something you barely see in the men's racing. She would probably better run there to just make it a little more safe for herself, but maybe she's also a little too proud to go down from the bike in the downhill.
She's quite happy through that section. Ava Lechner now, she will head back round towards the finish. So Ava Lechner for Luna Chicks. She is going to give their team the first victory, I think, of the season. First victory of 2016 in the colours of her new team after 13 seasons with Colnago. Probably quite an emotional day for her after such a long time with...
Pavla running here, the descent.
So Pavla Havlikova choosing to get off and run. The rain you can see making this descent now very, very slick. Just see, so Pavla Havlikova a little off there on the descent this time. Grabs the bike round, should be frustrated with that one. But that series overall, she wants that green jersey. Second spot on the podium is what she wants, but she also keeping control of that green jersey. 3 victories so far. 4th at the moment, Elizabeth Brandau, then Nicole Köhler. Elizabeth Brandau's having a real final charge, isn't she, on this? Well, look at Nicole Köhler. There's a gap between her, Juliette Labous, then back to Sina Frey in terms of the points. Here's Nadia Heigl now on our descent, our 3rd place rider for Focus, the Austrian national champion, the 19-year-old, beautifully down through that bottom section of the descent for Nadia Heigl. And we'll just go through at the moment so 27 seconds back to Labous, 10 seconds back to Sina Frey. Here comes Nicole Köhler down this time. Look at this battle.
She closed the gap to Elisabeth Brandau. Very nice racing from Nikki Köhler.
So Nikki Köhler there shows her mountain bike ability as well there, that descent. The former world junior mountain bike champion has really made this descent into the arena her own. But here comes our winner today. Eva Lechner has got the arena in sight. You saw her waving. She's round the final turn. She's going to come round the final corner as well. Eva Lechner, here she comes into the start and finish area, the Italian national champion of the Lunar Chicks team, Eva Lechner, arms in the air. Thompson tails the EKZ series with victories and a fantastic performance from the Italian today. There is your winner, Eva Lechner.
Well deserved win from Eva Lechner here.
We just saw her give a little wave as she
You
came
see,
in.
until the finish, she's fighting for every second there.
We'll just look for our 2nd place rider, Pavla Havlikova. So nice slow-mo there. It's a nice close-up of the Orbea bike now of Eva Lechner. And here comes Pavla Havlikova, so 2nd place, and that green jersey is secure for the rider from the Czech Republic. Pavla Havlikova will take this year's EKZ CrossTour overall, and that green jersey will be heading to the Czech Republic. So Pavla Havlikova has got the finish in her sights this time. Great battle between her and Eva Lechner throughout the races this series. Pavla Havlikova sits up, gives a clap, little bow from her class act, Pavla Havlikova, and looks for Eva Lechner, gives a clap
To the crowd, she's happy with her overall victory for sure.
And here comes, I'd say, one of the performances of the day, the 19-year-old Austrian Nadia Heigl, the Austrian national champion, takes 3rd spot on the podium today. Fantastic performance by the Austrian, and I'd say one of the rides of the day today.
Yeah, of course, she did very well. A little surprising, I would say. I mean, I expected a good race from her, but 3rd is still surprising. And then Nikki Köhler is coming in here, 4th position. Very well done from her with a fantastic finish just ahead of Elisabeth Brandau.
So Elisabeth Brandau comes across the line there. We're just seeing our shot there of Nadia Heigl, and then crossing the line next. We are rating last up. We had Juliette Labous, Sina Frey, so we'll look for those riders coming in next. So we're just seeing Sina Frey from our commentary position, just coming into the arena. So Sina Frey, just see some of our youngsters coming in to finish as well. This is Juliette Labous, chasing strongly as well. And Sina Frey, great start on Sina Frey. Here's the Swiss champion, so Sina Frey, 2nd on general classification in the series. We'll see how that affects things on the point standings after today. But a great start by her, great race from Sina Frey. She fought hard. Juliette Labousse just crossing the line as well, and that will be just ahead of, we'll give you a full top 10 as soon as we have it. And the usual interviews for the winner. There's the Luna jersey. Still with the Felicetti sticker on her helmet, a familiar sponsor of Eva Lechner through her, all of her road, mountain bike and cyclo-cross. Always has that helmet sponsor.
So overall it's Pavla Havlikova ahead of Sina Frey, and then Nikki Kohler in third position in the overall standing.
So no change on the podium, but Nikki Kohler, what can you say? She really tried to dish it out to Sina Frey here. Frey was kind of on the back foot a little bit. She was fighting to not have too many positions between herself and Nikki Kohler in front of her.
I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm living not too far from both of the two girls, and I see them in training sometimes. They really go all in every training, it looks like. Unbelievable the hard work they put in with even such a young age.
I mean, if we look at today, the two girls, Nikki Kohler and Sina Frey, 18, Nadia Heigl only 19 as well. So some real, you know, when you go up against the experience of Pavla Havlikova, who's 32, and Eva Lechner, who's 30, you know, we're seeing the current best, some of the best in the world against the future here.
Yeah, I think the women's racing is changing a little. You know, like I see it becoming more and more important for women's racing to have riders which are pride to herself and being brave, racing brave. You know, not just trying to ride around the course, really taking some risks, not just in technical parts but also in tactics, and that will change women's racing a lot, and I suppose it's becoming even more excited in the future, and the girls really start to race each other and not like sometimes they do kind of time trialing.
Eva Lechner going through here, hands in the air for her first victory of 2016. Fantastic performance by her. And that brings the EKZ. There's you can just kind of see Lake Zurich through the rain there at the moment.
In the background behind these houses, the Lake of Zurich.
The Gold Coast, as you call it.
Gold Coast is where we are, right?
Had a beautiful sight. I did have a beautiful sight of the mountains this morning, some of the snow-capped mountains, when I was having my coffee at breakfast.
I know there is a Gold Coast in Chicago as well. So I experienced that, and but I know the Gold Coast from riding around it here at the Lake of Zurich, of course.
Here's Pavla Havlikova, so we're just getting a bit of a rerun here, so just having a bit of a chat with...
Chat or question or whatever, maybe she was not sure if it is the last lap, right. I don't know.
Maybe. So that looked like it was just the last lap kind of questions.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll bring you our top 10 as soon as we have it. It's some great performances today. So little clap, little bow as well. So bows out her series. So we've just seen Nicole Hanselman of Bigler crossing the line as well. So the Bigler rider. So that Bigler road team as well. She has rides full season on the road with Bigler. So you can see that the temperature, the rain falling now, so it's setting up nicely. Beautiful cyclo-cross conditions for the men's race to come. That's exactly what you would want, Christian, isn't it? For the rain to fall and you know, I mean, turn it in a little bit more testing.
I like the rain in the races. makes it easier for some riders. I always said in rain you can count down at least 50% of the riders because they are not motivated enough to bring a good performance to the pedals. I liked it, especially when you're in good form. It's always nice to have muddy conditions. And you see here the mechanics, lots to do for them. They try to clean the bike with the power washer and some extra water there.
As I said, make sure you tune in later on. We will have a break here in our streams. You'll be able to follow us. If you go onto the, you'll be able to get the men's feed for the live stream this afternoon. That goes, we go live at 2:45, and then the men's race starts at 3 o'clock European time. So you'll be able to join us for that. But make sure you stay with us for the podium presentations. We'll be bringing you that shortly, and also interview with a winner. So I'll give you the top 10. So Eva Lechner takes the final round here in Meilen, a minute and 18 ahead of Pavla Havlikova. Nadia Heigl 1:45. Then Nicole Kohler takes 4th. Elizabeth Brandau takes 5th. And then Sina Frey, the local rider, takes 6th. Juliette Labousse takes 7th. Perrine Chazal takes 8th. Sabine Spitz takes 9th. And Milena Landvik takes 10th. I'll count you down to the top 20 if I can. Marguerite Kloppenberg coming in 11th, Helena Chazal. Then we had Nicoletta Bresciani in 13th, Nicole Hanselman in 14th, Svenja Wurtrich in 15th, Floriana Barberio in 19th, and Laura Kreman in 20th. So we'll fill you in on a couple more of the positions there.
Sometimes good to have a Swiss guy next to you, huh?
Definitely, it's the little bits over the top of lettering sometimes. But I must say, you know, I have been given special permission to pronounce a few names anglified, as we'll bring you later in the men's race.
So next to come is victory interviews. They are done with the EKZ president.
So great performance today. Let's head across and hear from today's winner, Eva Lechner.
Eva Lechner, Gratulation zu diesem großartigen Sieg, souveräne Leistung. Was war heute der Schlüssel zum Erfolg?
Ja, also ich habe mich heute pudelwohl gefühlt auf dem schlammigen Untergrund und es hat Freude gemacht und aufwärts habe ich mich ziemlich gut gefühlt und konnte richtig pushen und ja, es war ein guter Tag und ja, ich bin mega happy.
Was war der schwierigste Teil bei dieser Strecke? Mehr der steile Anstieg oder die technisch schwierige Abfahrt?
Ja, der Anstieg war nicht ganz einfach. Also ich konnte es fast jede Runde fahren, musste eigentlich nur einmal absteigen, aber es war ziemlich hart und vor allem die letzten 2 Runden war es ziemlich rutschig, weil da hat der Regen eingesetzt und dann war die obere Schicht extrem eben rutschig und dann war es ziemlich schwierig, vor allem in der Abfahrt.
Vor 3 Wochen wurdest du geschlagen von Pavla Havlikova in Eschenbach. Wie wichtig war diese Revanche für dich persönlich?
Ja, für mich persönlich war es gut, wieder ein gutes Gefühl im Rennen zu haben und ich merke, dass meine Form jetzt immer besser wird und das ist natürlich gut im Hinblick auf den nächsten Weltcup und die Weltmeisterschaft.
Viel Erfolg, Dankeschön.
Yeah, Eva Lechner told us she was good in the uphills. She felt very good in the uphills, struggled a little in the downhills. She was not so happy with her performance in the downhill. The uphill was super hard for her. It got more and more slick till the end of the race. And she didn't look too much forward for each downhill every race. She also says her form is moving up. She's super confident for nationals in a week and also for World Championships in 3 weeks.
And she speaks so many languages, I must say. I've heard Eva Lechner.
Yeah, of course, she's from South Südtirol.
So our overall series winner, Pavla Havlikova from the Czech Republic and MRM Avalon. Let's hear from the EKZ CrossTour winner overall.
Pavla Havlikova, congratulations, overall winner, EKZ CrossTour. What do you have to say?
Yeah, it is a big surprise for me because hey, here in Swiss, I'm riding the racing after long years. Because when I start my career, I was riding here, and then long time I had a rest. I was in Belgium, in Czech. Now this season, I will come back, and I'm total surprised because everything is perfect here. Organized, yeah, it is everything. It is ideal. So I hope I will come to here next season again.
How do you explain? You were 2-time second and 3-time winner. 5 races, always second or first. How do you explain that?
Yeah, I didn't wait it before the season is, but yeah, hey, I am happy I could be here, and concurrence was here perfect. Yeah, Eva Lechner and the other young girls, yeah, from here, from Swiss, from Austria. So yeah, only what I can say, I'm surprised from everything here.
Congratulations to this surprise. Well done.
There's your series winner overall, Pavla Havlikova. So as you said, pretty surprised. It's happy.
Yeah, that's what I said before. It's we have great courses. We have super infrastructure at every race, way better than most of the higher classified races abroad of Switzerland. It's really a ride that needs at least to give Swiss race the chance to prove how nice it is here.
Yes, I mean, I must say,
even the weather, if we have bad weather like today, it's still, you know, like the riders have a shower room after the race. It's not needed to come with a mobile home or so.
So here we have onto the podium, so the first race this series for proper cyclo-cross weather. So in third place today from the Focus cyclo-cross team, Nadia Heugel from Austria. Super happy, a great performance, one of the rides of the day from the young Austrian Nadia Heugel. And in second place from the MRM Avalon Pro Cycling Team from the Czech Republic, Pavla Havlikova.
Ein Applaus zu diesem zweiten Platz in Meilen, Pavla Havlikova.
Pavla Havlikova.
Und ein großer Applaus zum Schluss. Wir begrüßen die Siegerin am heutigen Bergstolztag, die italienische Meisterin in den Farben des Luna Pro Teams, Eva Lechner.
And now your winner from the Luna Chicks Pro Team, the Italian national champion, Eva Lechner.
Die Blumen gesponsert von der Gärtnerei Egli in Eck und die Überreichungen der Schoki.
So there today is your 1, 2, 3, Eva Lechner, Pavla Havlikova and Nadia Heugel.
Jede Menge Preise, also Schokolade aus der Schweiz für dieses internationale Podest, bevor sie dann zusammenstehen für das Schlussfoto.
There's your top 10, so Eva Lechner, Pavla Havlikova, Nadia Heugel, Nicole Köhler, Elizabeth Brandau, Sina Frey, Juliette Labousse, Perrine Chauzout, Sabine Spitz, and Meilen Landvik.
Und dann bitten wir Paula, you stay with us.
Eva and Nadia are going to go. So we're going to have our series presentation for our green jersey for the EKZ CrossTour.
Pavla getting the leaders jersey, overall winner leaders jersey from Thomas Scheurer, the president of the local organization.
So there is the winner of the EKZ CrossTour overall, Pavla Havlikova.
2016.
She maybe needs to take the center step now. I don't know if the other two girls come up also. Seems not.
So there is your series winner overall. So a great race that we had, a great battle. Eva Lechner taking that one. Plenty more to come here today from Meilen.
Next up here is a kids race from like 4 years old till 10 years old, and we're showing the highlights now from the race.
So we'll leave you with the highlights of the women's race. Make sure you join us at 2:45. Men's racing gets underway at 3 o'clock. From me, Marty MacDonald and Christian Heule alongside me. Join us again very soon. Bye for now.